Hometown Discoveries Las Vegas is a local weekend morning show featuring the people, events, and companies that make Las Vegas the place to live, shop, work, and play. Hi, good morning. We're back here on our set at Interiors by Designer Studio with Joanne, Lucia, and we're so excited you've invited us into your living room. We have our regular cast members coming up with some new and exciting things to share with us to improve our lives. If you're longing to get outdoors, we'll share some free hiking and biking resources to help you plan a fun outing this weekend. Our local pharmacist will help us stay hydrated here in the desert with his special cocktail to keep us hydrated. Labor Day weekend is a time of celebration, and I can't think of a better way to celebrate than introduce you to our special guest, Deputy Director of the Nevada Housing Division, Elizabeth Daniels.
Money that came from the U.S. Treasury, and it was designed to benefit the hardest hit states in the country.
We'll also have two special guests who are helping Nevada families get back to work. But first, I'd like to have Joanne tell us about this fabulous set.
Thank you, Debbie. This is a combination of elements in the grays and taupes, which are very, very warm and inviting, and introducing, of course, stainless steel with it too, which is a great. We spotlighted what they call a white porcupine mirror. It is not actually made out of porcupines, but it is kind of fun, and I liked it against the aluminum wall because it really popped. This happens to be a day bed, which has got some great style to it. A combination of a linen texture and then some of the carved velvet pillows. The leather sofa has big nail heads on it and an animal printed pillow. One of the other features in the room is what I love. It's a man-sized velvet chair with a loose cushion seat and back, very comfortable with a lumbar pillow and stainless steel nail heads. The whole room has a sophisticated, warm, inviting look, and it's a great combination of elements, which is what I like to do.
This is just beautiful. You always make a fabulous home for us here when we're recording in your showroom.
Well, that's very sweet of you. Thank you so much.
Coming up next, Richard Hanseen, our local wealth advisor, with a unique process. He listens first.
When I first moved to Las Vegas, it was very exciting to come out here because the donkeys, the burros were out here. And we took great pleasure in bringing carrots and apples out to them because they would come over and actually stick their head right in the car door. And for some, I notice now it's a $500 fine for doing that, but we used to do that and we loved it. And that was kind of the draw, the beginning of the draw. We always ask a question. The question is really open-ended, and it is, if we're sitting here 3 years from now, having this conversation, and you look back over that 3-year period of time, what has to have happened in that period for you to be happy with your progress? When we start to get the answers to that question, what we really end up with is your goals and your objectives. Because we're looking into the future 3 years, and we're measuring what has to have happened, they are your goals and objectives. But instead of doing this huge, dramatic process, we narrow it down to a few things that are important to you. We will end up with a list of things that are important that need to be accomplished, and we'll key on the 3 most important to you. The other piece of the DOS question is, what is your dangers, opportunities, and strength? What are the dangers that will keep you from accomplishing those goals and objectives? What are the opportunities that you have that will allow you to accomplish those objectives? And what kind of strengths have you developed over your life that also help you move forward in accomplishing those goals and objectives? People have a tendency not to focus on what they have accomplished. What they do is tend to fret about what they don't have. Well, everyone has accomplished a huge amount as they live through this life. So we begin there, and we begin to elucidate or write down exactly what your goals and objectives are, what the dangers are that keep you from getting there, what your strengths are and move you forward into accomplishing those goals, and the opportunities you have that will take you forward and they can be dramatic. Opportunities can be unseen. They can be new positions. They can be new businesses. They can be things that you know, we don't really, that we kind of take for granted, but once we start to talk about them, you can see how important they are and what the opportunities are to get you to that position. As far as financial planning is concerned, you really need to get with someone, and you're welcome to call me. My first visit is free, to sit down and discuss the possibilities of working with someone to help you with your financial plan.
Up next, we're with Elizabeth Daniels to tell us more about the government grants and how to get free money for weatherizing your home. Thank you so much for joining us today, Elizabeth. I know you have some really exciting things to tell us about grants and programs, but I've known you for a while, and I'd like the audience to get to know you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I came here in 2001, Debbie. First of all, thank you for having me. But as I mentioned, I came here in 2001 from New England, of all places. So it was quite a big adjustment in terms of the climate. And since I've been here, I've just evolved, getting to really embrace the Las Vegas community. Went through a lifestyle transformation in 2002 where I lost over 100 pounds. Been working.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, you look great.
Thank you. Thanks. So really, Las Vegas, for all of the bad rap it can get sometimes in terms of vices and that kind of thing. There's a lot of great stuff here that you can do to be healthy and to enjoy the environment and the climate and have a little bit of fun too while you're here.
And I think you have started a little nonprofit that helps you stay fit too.
Absolutely, and you know, that was one of the motivations behind me starting the nonprofit, my own personal story. Girls on the Run is a nonprofit that actually started on the East Coast in 1996, and a group of us brought it here to Las Vegas last year. We launched last year. We're an independent council, and what we do is we put girls through a 12-week curriculum where they meet twice a week, learn about healthy living, body confidence, self-esteem, thinking outside the girl box to be whatever they want to be. All of those curriculum lessons are reinforced with running exercises, and at the end of that 12-week period they run a 5K. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's girls
that's great.
3rd through 5th grade, I should mention.
Oh, nice.
And it's really inspiring because I think if maybe I had had a program like that when I was that age, things might have been different. And maybe we can take girls here in Vegas that's very image conscious and say, hey, you don't necessarily have to follow a certain career path. You can be anything you want to be. And in the meantime, you know, let's get some healthy living under your belt so that as you grow, you can enjoy more and more of your life.
Yeah, that's so nice. Yeah. And then for your job, when you're not running around Las Vegas.
I'm really excited because I'm the deputy administrator for our state's housing division, the Nevada Housing Division. And there are obviously, you know, several different kinds of state agencies that help our community, but the housing division I'm particularly fond of because we have a number of programs that are designed to help homeowners, whether it's a first-time home buyer, a really low rate of 3.5% for 30 years, or if it's someone who's struggling in their home and they need assistance, we have a nonprofit arm that administers our Hardest Hit Fund, which has mortgage payment assistance. We also help with weatherization, so people whose homes may not be as energy efficient as they would like them to be or need them to be budget-wise, we help with that. And then we also do community outreach in terms of an art contest called Where I Live. So there's a lot of great stuff our division is doing.
Well, tell us more about, there's so much to talk about. I think we're going to have you back on Sunday.
Yes.
But tell us more about the Hardest Hit. What is that?
The Hardest Hit Fund is money that came from the U.S. Treasury, and it was designed to benefit the hardest hit states in the country for those homeowners who were dealing with foreclosure and really struggling to stay in their homes, that weren't able to pay their mortgages. So what happened was Nevada was obviously one of the hardest hit states, as we all know. And so we set up a nonprofit who could administer those funds into the community, get them to the homeowners' hands in 4 separate programs. The first program is mortgage payment assistance, and that one is up to $1,000 a month for up to 9 months to help someone pay their mortgage, which can be the night and day difference of being able to stay in their homes. And it's for both people who are unemployed and underemployed temporarily, and then it's also for people who may have now had to go on permanent disability or something like that. So those funds are available in that program, mortgage payment assistance.
That's great. Well, we'll have to be back on tomorrow and talk. We'll talk a little bit more about the weatherization program. I know it's going to You know, it feels warm now, but it cools off here in the desert, so we want to come back to that.
Great.
Thank you so much for being here, Elizabeth.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
There really wasn't any good information back in '96. I came out to Red Rock like everybody else did, wanted to climb these peaks, and there were no books. So I'd written a couple books before, so I decided to write a book and got it published, and that led to me becoming an expert.
In case you missed it, you can catch last week's episode at Red Rock Canyon on our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com and search Hometown Discoveries, and you'll see our whole Red Rock segment. If you're looking for some fun and interesting characters to hang out with this weekend, head out to the Desert Tortoise Habitat at Red Rock Canyon. Maybe you'll even get to meet their mascot, Mojave Max. We're not sure if this is Max. He didn't have much to say, but we had a great time following him around. Want more Hometown Discoveries? Check out our Facebook page and hit the like button. We'll be posting behind the scenes photos and comments that we want to share with you. If you're headed outdoors this weekend, our pharmacist has some advice for you about keeping you and your family hydrated and healthy.
Dehydration is a very important topic, especially this Labor Day weekend. On Labor Day weekend, we tend to stay outside a lot with our family and friends, doing different activities. So dehydration is a real health concern on these holiday weekends. Dehydration occurs in that we are losing more fluid and electrolytes than we are taking in. And this is because of the sweating, which is the body's defense mechanism to keep us from overheating and cool us down. So we sweat to lower our body temperature. What happens is when you're outside and you're drinking, say, like soft drinks, you're drinking cocktails, you're drinking beer, even frozen margaritas, and you tend to think, well, I'm taking in plenty of fluid. I mean, I'm even eating this crushed ice. That is not the case. You're actually still depleting your fluids and you're losing your electrolytes. And actually alcohol even speeds that process up. So some of the symptoms that you need to watch for in yourself and also others around you is headache, nausea, drowsiness. You're going to have blurred vision. Your skin is going to be kind of dry and clammy, and actually you will stop sweating. So those are signs that you want to look for in yourself and in others. Also, medications that you're taking can contribute to the dehydrations. Medications such as high blood pressure medicine, antihistamines, antidepressants, medications for Parkinsonism. So if you do spend a lot of time outside in the heat, you should really discuss this with your physician. Make sure that you're not taking these medications that can add to the dehydration. So just keep that in mind when you're outside over this weekend or actually any time. And remember to, if you think you're dehydrated, to consult your physician. I want to wish you the best of health. Your health is priceless. And let's get out there and enjoy the outdoors because Labor Day is here.
Up next, Michelle Andrus shows us how to tap into our own body's electricity to keep our skin young and beautiful.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and I'm here today with Jana to show you some great new skin products. Today we're going to be talking about the Galvanic Spa. The Galvanic machine has actually been around for 50 years. It's a device that naturally uses currents within your body to deliver products deeper into your skin. So Nu Skin has taken this galvanic current that is normally used in a professional setting like a spa or salon with a licensed esthetician and put it into a safe machine that you can use here in the home yourself. It automatically adjusts its current to your own skin type. So it is safe and effective for you. So first we're going to start by washing the face. We're also going to be introducing you some great new skin facial wash, day moisturizer, night moisturizer, and serum products for your skin. So you just rub it into your face as you would any face wash and rinse it off. Next, we are going to apply our pre-treatment gel. Each box of gels comes with 4 sets of treatment gels. One is a pre-treat, and the second is a treatment gel. So first we're going to start with the pre-treat gel. Now you don't want to rub this into your skin, you just simply want to pat it on like you're frosting a cake. Once we have applied the treatment gel, we're just going to simply tap the button on the back of the spa, put it on a level 1 since it's the first step, and it automatically sets to 2 minutes. Then we're just going to place it on the face, and the beep automatically adjusts itself to your own body current. We're just simply going to go up and down the face. This is just a simple 2-minute process, and then we'll move on to treating the skin with the treatment gel. Alright, so our next step is the treatment gel by Nu Skin, which actually has an ingredient called Age Lock. Now, no other product on the market has this patented technology. And again, we're going to just apply it to the face like you're frosting a cake. Not rubbing it in, but just patting it on. Okay, so after we've applied the treatment gel, we're going to push the Galvanic Spa button till it hits level 2. Now you just touch it to your skin and it automatically again sets itself to your galvanic currency. We're just moving up and down the skin, applying very little pressure to the face. And again, the galvanic current will help deliver these Age Lock products deep into the dermis of your skin. Okay, so this second step is 3 minutes long. The first step of the pre-treatment gel was 2 minutes long. So altogether, you're getting a spa treatment with the benefits of the Age Lock technology in 5 minutes in the comfort of your own home. To purchase these products or obtain more information, please go to the website www.andrusglobal.nscdreams.com.
Now, a few scenes from our Interiors by Designer Studio Design Challenge.
So I kind of just went with a safari, collected worldly look, so I tried to get a lot of textures and different prints. My goal was to mesh different styles because this is a little bit more modern, a modern piece, and just I wanted to get some old world stuff that would kind of blend well.
If you'd like to have a little fun browsing in the showroom, just stop by so we can help you create the right look for your home.
What's your favorite Las Vegas discovery? Follow us and tweet with us at HometownD. If you're one of the many people who've been looking for work but haven't found employment in your field yet, let me introduce you to this amazing woman, Amy Frost. We're here with Amy Frost, and when I first met Amy, I knew I had to introduce her to you. Amy, tell us a little bit about yourself first, before we get into what you do for a living.
About me.
About
okay.
You live here in Las Vegas.
I live here in Las Vegas. I kind of drug here. My husband started the ROTC at UNLV.
Oh, wow.
And now he runs the veteran services for UNLV, helping returning veterans. So I had a really bad opinion of what it would be like to live in Las Vegas. And since I've been here, it's become my new hometown. And, and a lot of my friends are moving here from all over the country.
Oh, that's great.
So, you know, but there's that bias, you know, and so I personally had to go overcome it. And now I find myself being, you know, being one of the champions for Las Vegas.
I love it because I'm the same way. I didn't know I wanted to live here either until I arrived and fell in love. I fell in love with Las Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely adore it.
And so tell us what you do.
Depends on the time of day. I was talking to a friend of mine who's been driving over, and she said, you know, where in the world is Amy? Like, where is Waldo? You know.
Yeah.
So yesterday I was on the Women in Music and Art radio show. I'm on their advisory board, and I help them with the business of being an artist. It's very exciting because you know, and that's for me. My whole life is about helping people use their gifts and talents, whatever they're passionate about in their mission, and make a living at it.
Nice.
You know, and so that's what I'm very passionate about. I work with veterans. I work with people in non-profiting in all different kinds of arenas. And then it's always the same. How do I help them live their passion and their purpose? And like you and I have talked about this, that if everybody does the thing that they're here to do, you know, our world's going to be a much nicer place. Now, that's not wonderful now, but I think it could be even shinier and more fun and more energized.
One of the things that caught my attention that you do is a get back to work, reigniting your pilot light.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so many people and families here have been out of work, and it really is difficult. It really, you know, kind of wears on you to kind of continually be on that job search. And so what are some of the ideas that you give? And what I love about you is that you're so sincere. You're not that fakey rah rah rah. You're really very sincere about what you do. So what are some of the things that we can give our audience today? That
I think number one is to be hopeful. You know, if you're not hopeful, you know, why would you do anything? You know, if you're feeling hopeless or not very hopeful, you're probably not feeling very good about yourself. So a thing that I like to do is like get my obituary early. So I send out emails and call friends, people I know who love me and believe in me, and say, what do you love about me? Or send me an email telling me what are 3 great things about me.
Right.
You know, and then what I do is I have that, and I have a book, literally. I have a binder where I put all those things. And so when I'm not feeling very then I pull that out and remember, okay, maybe I am good at some things. Maybe I can take some risks.
Right.
Right. So start a book.
Start a book. A Love Me book.
A Love Me book. List your best qualities.
Absolutely. Ask your friends.
For friends and family about.
Because they a lot of times can say it faster than you can.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that we don't a lot of times see the greatness in
ourselves. I know sometimes when someone pays me a compliment, I find myself dismissing that. And you're saying don't. You're saying accept that compliment. Take it in and own it.
That.
Yeah.
You know, and how can I take that out into the world?
Yeah.
You know, if that's your special gift, whatever it is, and others tend to see it a little easier than ours, owning that. And then your job is to take it out in the world.
I love that. I love that idea. And so now you started to say creativity.
Creativity, goodness. In terms of jobs, getting a resume, that's really pretty easy. But a resume doesn't get you a job.
Right.
You know, it's about relationships, and it's about finding new ways to use your gifts and talents. What I always like to say is find people who are doing it really well and help them do it better. So I'm always looking at how can I use my facilitation skills, the things that connecting skills, the things that I do so well, and how can I take that further? Like, for example, I love to write and support people. My writing isn't about the pretty tree or anything like that, but it's about what's something that needs solved. Here's what the issue is. Here's some things you can do. So delivering happiness at work.com, and there was Zappos, you know, a sister company of theirs. They came to me, and I started writing for them. And so it was taking the things that I do so well and start doing it for them. So is it okay? And then now, you know, you're always looking at what do I do really well? Who's a group that I really think is amazing and are doing well? You know, if both parties aren't doing really well, you're leading each other into a lost forest, and that's not a good thing.
Right.
Something that I did recently with somebody that I'm working with. He's phenomenal in all counts, but really struggling to get a job. He has everything that you need to get a job. But, you know, the economy's a little crazy. So he has this company he really, really wants to work for. So I said, all right, from your research in the interviews with them, from looking at the website, what is one thing that you uniquely can do because of your skill sets? Then you go and propose to them that this needs to happen, and I'm the guy to make it happen.
Oh, nice. What a creative idea.
Thank you very much.
What a creative idea. I love that.
So again, find ways that you can do what you love.
Right.
And certainly I encourage a lot of people to work in nonprofit to maybe get skills or to show their skills, especially with youth, because the unemployment's like 40% for youth. It's crazy.
Right.
So to get a job, you have to have had a job, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I encourage people to do. Maybe especially if you're entering into a new field, try a nonprofit in that arena. That way you get to try it out, cut your teeth, and even see if you want to work in that area,
That's a great idea. And it also helps bridge that gap on your resume, so you don't have this long gap that you have to explain where you weren't working. You can say, while I was looking, this is what I was doing, which puts you head and shoulders above the person who's sitting at home.
And that destroys hope too.
Yeah.
If you're sitting at home, you're probably not feeling very hopeful.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch TV and goof around, but at a certain point, it's not fun anymore.
Yeah. Well, let's come back tomorrow. I
would love that.
Oh, great, because I want to explore, I want to talk a little bit more about the nonprofits that you are working with, because it'll help our audience get a few ideas on the nonprofits. And then of course, Amy has introduced us to some people, and we're going to do a great event that we're going to invite you to. So we'll see you tomorrow. Ready for another fun, free outdoor family activity this weekend? If you have a bicycle, the Las Vegas RTC has the trails for you. Just go to the rtcnv.com website and check it out. You'll find a complete map of bike routes across and around the entire valley. If you don't have a bike, those routes are good for walking too. Throw light lunch and a backpack with some bottles of water, head out on the trails, and make a day of it. You'll be so glad you did. Thank you for joining us. We have had so much fun today, and we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow on Hometown Discoveries, you'll hear from our mortgage expert who is saving people hundreds of dollars each month on their mortgage payment. She'll also introduce you in your garden to some red wiggly worms. If you're longing to hear those 3 magic words, you are hired. Tune in and meet Donna Latanzio. She has the jobs. So Donna, you're hiring?
We are hiring.
All right, I'm so excited.